let's start with the step 2 of the hotel reservation system walkthrough. And actually, I forgot one thing in the last video. I forgot to initialize the available field. It is initialized automatically to false, which means that when we create a new room object, they will not be available by default. So perhaps we want them to actually be available by default when we create a new room. So either we set available to true up here like that, or we could set available down here to true. But I think it's easier to do it up here. So we do it. So we set it to to true up here. Now they will become available when we create a new room. And perhaps I should have added a get field or get method for the price. We will come back to what we need. It is important to not open up more fields than is needed for the application. So let's get back to that, what we need from the room. Now, step 2 says that I should create a hotel class to represent a hotel. The hotel class should have an array of room objects. I should implement methods to add rooms to the hotel, check for room availability, and display room information. Okay, to do that, we need a hotel class. I select new, I select Java class, and I create a hotel class. And it says that I should have an array of room objects. But I will actually use an array list in this case to make it easier for us here. And you know about array lists now, so you don't need to work with arrays. So I will create an array list holding rooms. And let's call it rooms. And I will initialize the array list here like that. And then perhaps we need a field to hold the name of the hotel. So let's create a name field, which will be a string like that. Okay, I need now, perhaps I want to initialize the hotel by supplying the hotel's name. And for that, I need a constructor string name. This constructor takes name as an argument, and I will use that argument to initialize this hotel's name field to name, the name that is supplied from outside when a new hotel is created. So this name comes from the argument, and this name to the left is the field in this class. Okay, I have a constructor. Let's proceed and follow the instructions. Implement methods to add rooms to the hotel. Okay, so I need a method to add new rooms to the hotel. So it says that I could receive a room from outside, and that is the way I have created the solution. So let us then create an add room method, which will take a room from outside. And what happens here? Well, since we are now using an array list and not a simple array, this method becomes very simple. I just need to add the room to my array list. This is the room coming from outside. This is the array list holding all the rooms for this hotel. And add is a method on the array list. So this line adds a new room to the hotel rooms. That was add room, and then the instruction says that I should have a method to check room availability. So I will call that actually display room availability. No, like that, perhaps. Availability, yes. Display room availability. It will take no arguments. I will just call this method, and it will print to the console the status, the availability status of all the hotel rooms, if they're occupied or available. That is what we are going to display. I will start by having a print line saying room availability at this hotel. And actually, I will use printf here again. Room availability, and this is a hard word to spell, availability at, and my hotel, or the hotel name, which will be a placeholder like that. And then I supply the hotel name. So this is, and then actually I need, when I use printf, I need to add a new line like that. Okay, so this is just the caption for the list, the list of my rooms or this hotel, the rooms of this hotel and their status, availability status. So how do I get all the rooms availability? I need to parse or to walk through all the rooms, to loop through or iterate through all the rooms of the hotel. And when I say iterate, then this is translated to a for loop usually. And as we have a list, an array list, we could use this extended for loop, which looks like this, or perhaps room. What should happen inside the array, inside the loop? We will just print, using printf again, the information about each room and if the room is available or if it is occupied. So here I will say room and a room number, and then I could have a minus perhaps to separate the room number from the rest of the information about this hotel or this room. And then comes a Boolean, actually. Or how should I display this available information? I could yes, let us do this. It would be available or occupied. So it would be a string saying available or occupied. So each line will have room and the room number minus available or occupied, and then a new line. And the room number, it is called room get number. That is each room's number. And the room here is a reference to one of the rooms in the list of rooms for this hotel. And I am iterating through all the rooms in this for loop. And each room in the hotel will end up in this reference here, room. So that was the room number. But what about the next, the next piece of information here, the available or occupied string? How do I produce that? One way is to use this ternary expression. So if I check the room, if it is available or not, using a ternary expression with a question mark, if it is available, if this is true, then I should print out the string available. But if it is not available, that is, if is available is false, then I should use the string occupied. That's it for this method, display room availability. Okay, I'm reading the instructions a bit more carefully now, and I see that I've written check room availability and display room information. And I see that in my solution I have a method called add or get room. That might be useful. That is a method that gets a room by supplying a room number. It could be a useful method in a way. So that is a method that is returning a room. The name is get room, and it takes a room number like that. So I get the room number, and then I'm going to return the room with that room number. So how should I do that? How should I find this room? One way is using an if statement, a for loop, and an if statement inside the for loop. I need the for loop to iterate through all the rooms in the hotel. Room, room, rooms. Lots of room here. And I will check each room. I will check, get the number of each room and compare with the incoming number, the argument number. And if if I get if I find a room with this number, I will return it. I will just return it. Room. So I will walk through or iterate through all the rooms in the hotel. If I find a room with this number, I will return that room. Otherwise, I will just continue the loop until there are no more rooms. And eventually, I cannot end like this. You see perhaps that the code is red down here. If you see the cursor down here, there's something red. And that is because I need to return something if the loop comes, or if the code execution comes here. That is, if no room was found in the list for the supplied room number. And what should I do then if I didn't find any room in the room list of rooms? Then I will return nothing. Like that. So this is the solution for the second step. The hotel class containing a list of rooms, a hotel name or a field called name holding the name of the hotel, a constructor initializing the hotel object with a hotel name. I have an add room method to add new rooms to the hotel. I have a display room availability method to print to the console information about all rooms at the hotel and if they are available or occupied. And last, I have this get room method, which will take a room number, as an argument, and if that room number is found in the rooms array list, I will return that room. Otherwise, I will return nothing.